Hello everyone, this is Matt McCormick at Imaging Spectrum, and we're doing something kind of new. We're doing a customer profile, and today we're going to be talking about DTF, mainly talking about DTF and DTG printing. So without further ado, I have Gereta Brown here from RGB-Printing. She's one of our customers who bought a Epson F2100 DTG printer from us about a year ago. So welcome, Gereta.
Thank you.
Gereta's from Picton, Texas. But like you said, she's had a Epson DTG printer for about a year now.
Yes. And
her business has grown since then. Since she came in, we did a demo for her. We showed her the Epson 2100 DTG printer, so what all it's about. Showed her the pre-treat method. She bought a Silverjet pre-treat machine.
Yes.
And we showed her everything that she needed to get into this business. And then we talked about DTF, showed her how the Epson DTG printer can do DTF as well, which a lot of people don't know. You know, this printer can do DTG and DTF. So it is a hybrid printer that that we're advertising. And it kind of let the audience know, what your business is all about.
So I own a small home-based business out of Picton, like you said, and we offer caps, apparel, home decor, kitchen decor, traditional paper printing, as well as promotional items. And there's a couple of different ways that we can embellish those items, whether it be through embroidery, laser engraving, DTG, DTF, or sublimation.
Right.
And so my background is actual traditional paper printing, but 5 years ago, I came in here and did a demo on sublimation. Yes.
And then you get a solvent printer from
Yes, I got the sublimation machine. And so that's where it all started. So I've been doing apparel for 5 years and with the sublimation machine, but you're limited in some of the things that you can do because you need 100% polyester. Not everybody wants 100% polyester. They want 100% cotton or a blend.
Yep.
And so we were subbing out a lot of our larger orders to a screen printer. And I think at that point, I just thought, okay, how can we keep some of this in-house and do some of this ourselves? And so that's when we started looking at the DTG machine. And so we came in and did the demo, and it was really great, just to see what the machine could do and how simple it was, and laying down all 4 colors all at one time, to where you're not having to go out and buy all the screen printing equipment because we didn't have the space for it. The DTG was perfect for us. With that, we started doing DTG, but quickly fell in love with the idea of the DTF, simply because I could do those days ahead, and then my press time is nothing, compared to what it was doing DTG, because I only have the one heat press.
When you coming in, you mentioned, I think initially you were getting the F2100 to do DTG printing.
Yes.
And so you started off that way, but then gradually you moved into DTF, doing more DTF transfer print jobs.
Right.
And why is that? Why did you find that you moved more into DTF?
One thing was time. As far as my production time, DTG was taking a little bit longer than I expected it to. The other thing was cost. Definitely saving some money because you're not using the amount of ink with DTF that you do with DTG. For example, I think I shared with you before, a tri-blend shirt that we did initially, we used a lot of white ink because the blend was bleeding through the white ink. So we had to turn up the pre-treat, figure that out, and then also, increase the white ink as well. And so with DTF, it really didn't matter. It did not matter. It already has that white base on it, and then the hot melt powder on the back of it. And so it doesn't matter what shirt you're putting it on. It can be a dry fit, it can be 100% cotton, or it can be a blend. Whereas if you're doing a DTG, you really, for best results, need to have 100% cotton.
DTF is great because you can apply it to anything. It doesn't have to be cotton. It doesn't have to be tri-blend. It can be polyester. You can put it on a hat. You can put it on jeans. You can put it on, I don't know, you
bags or anything.
Bags, it's pretty quick and easy to use. I guess, when you had when you owned the Epson DTG printer, how quickly did you find that you can do more, get more sales by having a DTF option?
Fairly quickly, simply because you know, you can, once you have your design done and you're ready to go, you can print it out and you already have it. You're just waiting. You're not having to, you know, make sure that that shirt is still pre-treated or that it still doesn't have a lot of moisture in it and stuff like that. So it doesn't really matter what you put it on. But it just seemed on my side more economical.
There's a time for DTG, there's a time for DTF, and both have their benefits.
And I will tell you this too, even with the function inside the DTG machine or garment creator, I guess, you know, so that you can actually see what your cost is per print is invaluable as well.
Oh,
you know, just to get an idea of really what it's costing you ink-wise.
Yep.
And you can also put the shirt in there, you know, to have it calculate as well as your pre-treat. So
Yep.
you get a good cost per shirt.
Yeah. On the DTF side, what challenges did you have at the beginning, and what are the things you kind of learned along the way that works?
So I would say the biggest challenge we had off the bat was when we started doing hoodies.
Oh.
Simply because, you know, you've got more there, you know, and my heat press is not one to where I can run it through, so it has to sit on top, which, you know, we fold over the hood, whatever. But pressing time and everything is the same. It's just, don't peel it right away.
Right.
Let it, you know, shake it just a little bit, let it cool, then peel so that you're not pulling that back. Right.
We have instructions on, you know, the film we sell, but DTF it's you know, it's a little wild card. You know, there's a lot of, you know, different things. There are some trials about it. Same as DTG, but once you get it going, once you got that nailed down, I think you're off to the races. And,
right.
Yeah. Like, what's your ideal customer right now?
Honestly, that can be a little bit of a tricky question.
Yeah.
I have thought about that.
Okay.
Ideally, you would hope that your business customers are going to be more of your ideal customers because they're going to bring more volume versus the individual customer. But there's a place for that individual customer too, because it could always lead to other things. But typically, I would say, you know, my ideal customer is going to be that business customer because it is more volume. You know, you're doing 10 and 12 shirts and instead of just the one.
Gotcha.
At a time.
So what factors in your decision if you want to go DTG or DTF?
I think a lot of times one, it's going to be, you know, what material are they wanting to, you know,
that's key.
whatever.
That's key for sure.
What the substrate is. If they want 100% polyester, then you're going DTF.
Yeah, definitely, all the way.
You know, if they want 100% cotton, then, you know, look to see what does that design look like? How much white, you know, if we're on a black shirt, how much white does it have? Are we going to have to increase the white? So I'm looking at that. I have just, you know, I tend to truly, I have set the DTG aside and pretty much just run DTF.
And that's fine. Well, I guess as far as us goes, I mean, Imaging Spectrum, I guess tell me your experience working with us when you first came to us and wanted to get into DTG printing. How did that go? And from buying supplies from us, and then maybe talk about the support after.
Okay. Well, I'll even go back 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I have been a customer with them for 5 years. And when I first came in to do a demo, a friend of mine said, you really just need to see this machine. And we were talking sublimation at the time. And I was like a kid in a candy store. Had to look and touch and feel every machine and see everything it could do. And then this last time we came in, did the demo. And same thing. I already knew about DTG, had seen the demo on it before, but really wanted to see one of my shirts, one of my designs. How did it work on this particular shirt? And just fell in love with it. Absolutely fell in love with it. It's easy once you get it up and going. And I will tell you this, Russell came out and did, you know, my installation and training right there on the spot, and it was great. Drove, you know, hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes out there to where I live and did it. And anytime I've had a problem, I know I've talked to Matthew. He was wonderful in helping me. And of course, every time I call, you answer, and always very helpful with anything I have as far as questions or concerns or anything like that. But the process is great. I encourage everybody to come in and do a demo on any machine that you want to look at, but really take a look at the DTG and DTF because it's worth the investment.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. I hope that helped you get an idea about kind of like a real experience of a customer that actually works with DTG printer, the Epson DTG printer, and doing DTF and succeeding with it. So, Gereta, I do really appreciate you coming here and giving your testimony, I guess.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And if you want to check her stuff out, her website is www.rgb-printing.com. And if you want to get into the t-shirt business, you own a F2100 Epson printer. The new one is the Epson, right behind us, the F2270. And that is a quicker printer. It's more cost effective. It's more user friendly. So it built for production is this printer. So if you do want to get into the t-shirt business, give us a call. We can arrange a demo so you can check out this printer, check out everything that is involved with getting into the business. Just call us at 214-342-9290, and Imaging Spectrum will be your partner in helping you get into that business. We do appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right. Until next time. Thank you.